this is just a spontaneous live right here. Um, just covering the Omar Gooding thing before I get home. Is Omar Gooding too old for this? That's the topic. And I have on my board here following your dreams after 40. So, if you guys have been following and highly entertained, you know that Omar Gooding is now in a full fledged beef with Cameron. And um, Omar Gooding, we know as a brilliant actor. He's been in a ton of things. I'm actually gonna try to list a few of the videos, or not videos, films, productions that he's been in since the beginning, just so you, just to jog your memories, because we need to respect this man's talents regardless of whatever you think about him with this beef with Cameron. He's been in a lot of things. So let me name a few. It's a few of them that I know I've definitely checked out. Obviously, in 2001, Omar Gooding was in Baby Boy. Everybody knows about Baby Boy. Another one he was in was Christmas in Compton. Let's see, and those are the earlier years. In the 2010s, he was in a few things like Lap Dance. He did Before I Do. He did The Hills in 2017, if you remember. In 2019, see if I remember any of these. Mm, Not really, but he did Blood Sacrifice in 2021. He did a lot of stuff. And now he's venturing into, I don't want to say venturing, because if you checked out the music, you know that, at least in my opinion, is pretty damn good. And it's not just because I love Omar Gooding or have any thoughts about him as a whole that will push me into some kind of bias. But I just think that for what you're seeing, this is not a hey, I'm just trying out this rap thing and I want to see where it goes. Like, Omar Gooding seems to be, he's probably been back behind the scenes polishing his skill set and polishing his skills in lyrics, because I think it seems like he's very talented. Like, the whatever he's releasing is, it seems, at least top tier. Now, when you go to his YouTube page, it seems that he started the music maybe 6 years ago, right? So, just because you start something 6 years ago doesn't mean you're good. But 6 years ago, just to stay with the theme, following your dreams after 40, 6 years ago was 42. So it appears that at 42, he decided that, yo, he's going to start releasing, rap hip hop music, which is fine. But the bigger question is, after 40, is it too late? And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm venturing into something new. I started it in corporate America. Thank you for the person that's kind of ruining the chat, because it's unnecessary, really and truly. It's not necessary, because a lot of people are trying to see whether or not they need to follow their passion. But I'm venturing into something new. If you know my story, I started out in corporate America, and I was in corporate America for over a decade. And then I decided that I wanted to not be in the corporate kind of hamster wheel. So I decided to do something different. And now, I've auditioned. I'm now going to acting conservatory for a big school. So Omar Gooding, fellow actor, although he's very seasoned, I'm following something at the ripe old age of 40s, doing something new. Is it too late? I would say it depends on your own situation, to be honest. But I think you should strive, no matter what your situation is, to keep going after your dream, whether it's a 1 minute a day or 5 minutes a day, because what you don't want to do is lose yourself. So a lot of people, I believe, some of my former coworkers have lost themselves in corporate America, and their whole identity has now become what they are at work. And I'm sure when they were kids, or I'm sure when God Himself was putting together us people, He didn't sit down and say, "Oh, I would like him to be like an advertising engineer. I would like you to be like whatever you hate your job is right now." I'm sure that that's not what your ultimate goal or where your passions lie, but we're doing it because we need to make ends meet. Try however you can to make sure that you get closer and closer to using your passions, closer and closer to making sure that whatever your heart aligns with, you get a chance to do it. And it doesn't have to be like at a big scale. You don't have to say, "Yeah, I'm getting into hip hop like Omar Gooding is doing to be the greatest rapper ever." I don't think he did that, but I feel like this is a release for him, right? It's a release. And so he is acting on it, and whether or not it takes him far, right? You go to Omar Gooding's page, he has 9,000 followers, which for his level, I thought he would have more, but he has 9,000 followers right now. He's loving it. He's loving his life, and he's loving what he's doing right now because it is in line with what he feels like he's supposed to be doing. The question is, are you in line with what you want to do? Like when you get up every day and you go to work, or even after work, like at any point in the day, are you feeling like, yes, I'm in line with exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in life? Because if you are, I'm jealous. If you're not, listen, I just like I said, a minute a day, 2 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. If you have any time, your sanity, just to remember who you are, try to do what you're passionate about. And it could be anything. And don't be self-conscious about whether or not people are going to say, "Oh, you look weird," or, "Oh, you're too old for this." Listen, I'm, like I said, going into acting, but I love comedy. If you look at my shorts right now, like my shorts, not my shorts, but my shorts, like the YouTube shorts. If you look at my YouTube shorts now, it's a lot of comedy. And some of it is I would say it's on the youngest spectrum of what it is on YouTube, but I did it anyway because I need to get my reps in, because I need to be comfortable on screen. I need to be comfortable with coming up with creative things, you know. Well, listen, Bradley, I love your comment, and I'm going to talk about that because if anybody's a super duper Christian, it's me. And I kind of disagree with your comment because I think whatever is in your heart, if it's your passion, sometimes God puts that in your heart. And if you don't listen to what's in your heart, sometimes you're not listening to what God told you. So occasionally that's right, but not for me. Anyway, please don't lose yourself. One of the things that I said that I would do when I finished conservatory is actually go back to corporate America and see if I can teach people some of the things that I learned in acting school. And some people like, "Oh, so what do you mean acting? Acting is fake, right? Like why would you go back to people and say learn what's in acting, and if acting is fake, and your whole goal is to make sure people don't lose themselves and stay authentic to their dreams and their passions and their heart." Um, Surprise, but actors really go through a lot of exercises to stay true to themselves, because once they're true to themselves, then they actually become believable on screen. And you know, if are believable on screen, people trust you and believe that you're an authentic person. I don't believe a lot of people that you work with right now, and I'm sure you say the same thing. You don't think they're authentic. And that's because they become kind of trapped in the robotic tendencies of the day. What keeps you grounded is following your passions. And it's not just after 40, at any age. Follow your passions. So the comment, my friend loves your vids. Can you shout out racism? Yeah, true. Good one. So, hey, follow your dreams after 40. So one of the reasons why I feel like I stayed connected to my dreams is because I never really thought that I was going to stay in corporate America as long as I did. Um, Again, the backstory, I stayed in corporate America for about 11 years. That was not by design. Like, I didn't think that I would do that, and I ended up doing that. I went through a bunch of societal crisis happened. You know, the towers fell. We had the 2008 housing crisis. We then recently just survived the pandemic. And so there have been a lot of different crises that kept me kind of staying inside of corporate America. And the whole time though, I was taking acting classes, I was taking improv classes, I was taking all types of different creative classes, while my job, which was rather technical, is seems like the complete opposite. So now, 10 years later, after a bunch of pandemics, I'm seeking to go full fledged into this creative thing called acting. And now, after all these years, Omar Gooding has jumped into full fledged embracing wanting to be a music artist. And if you watch his Instagram or you watch his YouTubes, he is smiling ear to ear because he's finally in a place where he loves. Be like Omar Gooding. No matter how long it takes, no matter what age you are, jump into what you feel passionate about. Keep yourself alive. It's going to be very important going into this new this new era, this new AI era, this new era where things could be all fake. At least if everything around you is fake, you not be a fake person too. And that's why following your dreams and following your passions is very important. It help you mold and make you a unique person, different than the people around you, right? And I'm not saying going off the wall. You don't have to become like over the top artiste, right? But whatever your passion is, it could be plumbing, it could be electrical, and you're doing something totally different than what your passion is about. Please somehow get to it somehow. So shout out to everybody that watched, shout out to everybody that liked, shout out to the people that tried to ruin the stream, because that stays in permanent, so we can always know what you're about. All right. So no matter what age you are, follow your dreams, please. If you're 20, if you're 30, if you're 40, do what you got to do, because it'll help keep you, or help keep you authentic, and help you maintain your sanity through life. All right. Peace.